have another Jank Devlog. I've been working more on lights, trying to get that polished. I was really having an annoying time. Uh, the way things worked before, I was not able to place lights and see them in the game without the game running or it being in simulation mode. And I was just having issues with that. The lights wouldn't always take their attributes that they were supposed to have. So I have been rewriting it. This is a new project, just a blank slate to make a new add-on. Everything is written in blueprints or Niagara, so it should just drop into anything and just work. I do development on Windows and on Linux, depending on what machine, so if I can avoid C++, I just like doing that. This doesn't need that much performance. I've been able to get stuff with like 1,000 something lights. So these are built-in lights. Just letting that be known. This material is just a basic, like here, not that one, materials. It is just a basic material, texture sample, base color. It is a diffuse texture. Simple. And the character, I have a highlight on them right now just to make things easier to see, but they are taking lights from the scene. If you had a modern character, it should look about the same. There's a little bit of math to check for divide by zero that changes a little bit of it. It's introduced a tiny bit of banding, but this doesn't need to be on all the time. It's just an overlay material that, alright, no banding right now. The overlay material does a tiny bit of banding. So now let's apply the lighting. Overlay material, inject, matte, inject diffuse. Cool, now I have some vertex lights. Right now it is actually garage shading. So just do over here, I have a function that I can put in injected diffuse and injected specular, and it injects it into the regular lights. I have a couple different models. This is probably the one that I am going to use for my project because I don't really plan on having too many shiny materials. I wrote an implementation of Blinn Fong and then Fong. These are double-sided. They don't work the best double-sided, but having double-sided for retro stuff is just way more useful. I could rewrite these to have less issues, but it's just more instructions. You can also this new lighting add-on, it passes a whole bunch of information that you can like each light is a slot in an array. You can write your own models, and I'll probably write more of them to do different things, but let's just set this to just vertex diffuse for now. There's no specular on this. Save that. Back over here. Just plain old vertex lighting and the built-in per pixel lighting. Let me just show character taking lights from this over here. Go over to these ones, and the character's taking light from the vertex lighting. Let me make it really obvious that that is happening. Let's turn up the power on this to a stupid amount. Definitely obvious, and you can even see the vertex interpolation on the geometry of the character. This is definitely vertex lighting. And again, material cross-compatible, able to take shadow and light from the built-in lighting system. This is a cold lighting system, which means, here, let me set this back to, I think I had these at default 100. The artist can attach, it is a component scene component, so you can just attach however many you want to your characters or bullets or whatever, and then you just have to manage when they wake up and go to sleep. There's functions built in for that. And then I have an example box light, or not box light, but like a box coal. So let's do it over here, this area. Oh yeah, again, everything works in the editor. It's not that performant in the editor for whatever reason, but it works way better in game than the old system does. Like to the point where I can have like thousands or a couple. I can have 1,000 lights per layer. There's 8 layers, and as long as not everything is moving, at that point it really depends on your graphics hardware. But I can have reasonably hundreds of lights, but that's an absurd amount. And again, these are cold anyways, so you probably would never have that many to begin with. But here, yep, this is a room that if the player enters it, bam, turns on. You can link the state of these different lights, so let's do a sphere light. Let's change the color. Let's make it purple. Let's turn up the brightness. And then actually, let's put it outside. And just showing when we go into this one turns on. We go into the full room, that one turns on. Well, what if we have an entire room that we just want to have everything synced to one wake up and one go to sleep? On these lights, there's a link state. You can take the eyedropper. I'll set the eyedropper for this light to link to the state of this. Now if I go into the range of this, it just ignores it. Go over here, bam, both of them are on. When you move a light, it updates all of the lights on its layer, so you can have more than one layer, and again, write your shaders for whatever. I have written into this, can do a spotlight. So now the fee of the spotlight is 90. Let's go down to make it actually a spotlight. Can rotate the spotlight. All works. And then, like on this, let's show some of the tweaks that I put in it. I'll turn up the scale on this, just blow it way out of the water, then pull in the offset. Now it's just like it looks like a sphere, just like the contrast is just way higher. This is not realistic, but this is just artistically useful for lighting individual areas. And because these are just like, could have so many of these things, stupid amount, and I'll have them all just link to that original. I could also write stuff to have these fade in and out. Might do some more experimentation on that. And then, oh yeah, again, these are linked to layers, so let's move this light over to layer 1. Now when I move it, you don't see anything update. If I move one of the other ones, that light is now gone. And then if I had a different shader, on layer 1, it would be reading this. And then, like, on this, I just input the layer. There can be 8 total layers, 0 through 7. On that, and again with some of the different custom shaders. Let's see, what have I made so far? I have made Blindfong, which, oh, this is Blindfong. I got it to work with normal maps as well. Texture sample, normal map to world space. This one looks trippy. But there's the proper, all of the colors are in the right directions for normals, but it's a normal map, where this is what normal maps usually look like to the artist. Just kind of trippy. Anyways, vertex. No, not vertex applied, it would be fragment shader applied. Can change the shininess and all that. These different master vertex lighting things. Oh. I also have, you can force flat shading for like PlayStation looking games. But this only works in the pixel shader because that's how DDX and DDY work. That or you just actually bake the normals on your model to be flat. Here is the injection, the overlay injection material function. I have a sun direction and then my environment light thing, which is what I use to have NPCs take the lighting that I have baked into my levels in Blender. But yeah, it's been really, really interesting trying to practice getting these things all ready for artists, basically. I like making tools. It's fun. But progress. Now I just need to get this implemented into the main project and start working on trying to get a proof of concept going. Got a lot of things to clean up in the main project as well. I have to redo some of the way the portals work and try and get it to work with the wake and sleep functions on these. Cool.